Welcome my dear listener, stay with me to get the spoilers first and subscribe to the channel. Let's find out what's going to happen on The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope says yes to a new future. Carter's dream of baby starts to show cracks. Thursday on The Bold and the Beautiful is the kind of day that can turn a woman's career upside down in one conversation and expose the frailty in a love story in the next. Hope Logan Spencer is still reeling from Liam Spencer's stunning idea that she could escape the tyranny at Forrester Creations and take control of her own future at Logan. Liam's not just supporting her, he is giving Hope a way out of the position she keeps getting pushed into, and it's a big enough pitch to leave her speechless. The twist is Katie Logan Spencer is already on the same wavelength, which makes Liam's idea sound less like a fantasy and more like a solid blueprint for a new chapter. Hope's initial reaction is exactly what you would expect from someone who has spent years caught between loyalty and self-preservation. Liam's speech is exciting, offers freedom, recognition, and a place where she might finally be valued instead of stuck. Katie's own new beginning at Logan has proven that a woman can leave Forrester and still create something powerful, and now Katie is looking for the new big way to keep the buzz going. Eric Forrester's designs already had their moment, and Katie knows the company needs a new angle. Hope's name has been kind of brand recognition that can make a new line impossible to overlook. That's what makes Liam's idea so dangerous and so tempting at the same time. Immediately, Hope is drawn to the idea. She would not have to suffer through Steffi Forrester Finnegan's pauses, excuses, and corporate cold shoulder anymore. On the other hand, it would not be an easy business decision to walk away from Forrester. Hope must think of Brooke Logan Forrester, who could be hurting if her daughter hops from one family camp to the other without a thought for the emotional fallout. Hope has Brooke's feelings at heart, and the last thing she wants to do is to make a career decision another reason for a mother-daughter fracture. The practical difficulty is still greater. Hope still has a contract at Forrester Creations, and if he tried to leave and rebrand herself at Logan, the backlash from Steffi, Reese Forrester, and the rest of the Forrester side would be immediate. That's why the offer feels so electric. It's not just a pitch for a job, it's a challenge to the whole power structure. If Hope says yes, she is not just changing offices, she is deciding to stop waiting for Forrester to tell her what she is worth. That kind of move would send Steffi into a rage, upset Rich, and leave Brooke stuck in the middle of another family war. It is Katie who can make the idea impossible to refuse. She is proud of Logan's debut success, but doesn't want to lose the momentum. The episode has her thinking about what's next, and that brings her to Hope, of course. Katie knows that Hope helps recognizable fashion identity through hope for the future, and she keeps that the line has been sidelined enough that Hope feels invisible. If Logan wants to keep the press buzzing, then bringing in Hope may be the move that adds real heat to the new venture. The possibility that Dickie Sharp might be Hope's lead designer only makes the offer more attractive, as it means that Hope would not just be joining the queue, she would be helping launch something with a creative partner who can actually build things with her. The offer also has a softer emotional edge. Thanks to Dickie's potential role, Forrester has already made choices that have thwarted Hope, and Dickie is a creative option that doesn't require Steffi's approval. If she becomes her lead designer, Hope can see a line that feels fresh, personal, and less like a constant negotiation with corporate politics. This is important because Hope is not looking for money or a title. She is searching for a place to breathe again. Logan could do that for her, especially if Katie and Bill are willing to back the project with the kind of enthusiasm that Forrester has not been showing her. Of course, Bill sees the numbers right away. The man has $sign in his eyes because he knows that the new Hope-driven fashion line could be a lucrative alliance. If Katie can mix Hope's name recognition With Dickie's talent, then Logan has a competitive weapon that Forrester cannot easily dismiss. Bill is the kind of guy who can take a family conversation and turn it into a business plan in less than a minute, and the spoilers show he is brought into the idea. That means Hope is not simply receiving an emotional offer from her husband and aunt. She is being offered a business opportunity by a man who can make it happen. Hope's reaction must be complicated, knowing exactly what this could cost her. If she says yes, she could be walking away from the last vestige of peace she has with Brooke. If she says no, she may be choosing another round of benched, dismissed, and told to wait. Liam's suggestion gives her a chance to stop being the woman who reacts to the latest Forrester decision and become the woman who makes her own. That's the more emotional hook for the episode. It's not only Logan versus Forrester on the pitch, it's about Hope deciding if she is ready to stop treating the company like a place she needs permission to be part of. Whether she is there or not, Brooke will certainly be a factor in that decision. Hope may be worried that if she accepts Logan's offer, her relationship with her mother will be ruined, which makes sense because Brooke has worked so hard to keep the family close. Katie will probably tell Hope to stand up for herself like Katie did. Even if Brooke doesn't love the choice, that gives Hope a moral. She can tell herself this isn't treachery, it's self-respect. The problem, of course, is that family dynamics in Genoa City always seem to convert self-respect into yet another family grievance. There's another part of the story as well. Liam isn't just an ex-husband or a cheerleader. He is actively trying to persuade Hope to escape the tyranny of Forrester, which means he is portraying this as a moral issue, not just a career one. That's a pretty big push. He tells Hope that he sees a pressure at Forrester as something she shouldn't have been enduring. Maybe it's because it's Liam, not just Katie, suggesting it, that Hope has to think about it so hard. It is one thing to be offered a better job. It's one thing when the father of your child tells you that you deserve more than the environment you have been shallowing down for months. While Hope is wrestling with that possibility, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose Walton are having a very different day at Forrester Creations. The spoilers say they will manage to work in some romantic moments and probably discuss their ongoing baby-making mission, which keeps their relationship rooted in hope and optimism. Carter has been set on the idea of starting a family, and current spoiler Carter says he remains optimistic about the dream, but a dark cloud hangs over the storyline. Is there some infertility news brewing? That possibility gives their romance a more fragile edge than it seems to have at first. That question has been in their air for a while. We last reported on Carter and Daphne's pregnancy test result, and recent chatter has suggested the couple may be facing some fertility troubles ahead. There has been talk already that Carter might be the problem, and the long history of his relationships without a pregnancy scare only adds fuel to the fire. Carter is still hopeful, but the story is also hinting that the couple's dream of a child might not be as straightforward as they imagined. That contrast between Hope and Carter is part of what gives Thursday episode its emotional range. Hope is being asked to step into a brand new future with real career stakes, real family fallout, and real freedom if she wants it. Meanwhile, Carter and Daphne are trying to start a family, but they might hit a roadblock they cannot control. One is a story of choosing a new beginning. The other is about discovering if the beginning you want is even possible. Both hope in different ways, and both have the threat of something unseen waiting to deride them. What makes the episode good soap material is how it continues to provide promises that might become problem. Logan seems like a place where hope can finally be appreciated, but it also threatens to ignite Brooke, Steffi, and Rich. Carter and Daphne seem to be on the brink of a family dream, but the anxiety of infertility might be creeping in underneath. Liam appears to be on Hope's side, but his insistence may be leading her toward a public battle with Forrester. The show thrives on this short of tension because with every positive development comes a shadow. So by the end of Thursday's episode, Hope is at a real crossroads. Liam's speech gives her a future that sounded exciting. Katie's enthusiasm made it real. Bill's business sense made it possible, and Dickie's possible role made it feel creative rather than simply corporate. But Hope still has to decide whether she is willing to burn the bridge to Forrester, risk Brooke's reaction, and take on a new identity at Logan. Meanwhile, Carter and Daphne are trying to keep their baby dream alive even though their possibility of infertility threatens to turn their optimism into heartbreak. That makes Thursday's episode feel like a turning point for both couples. One might be building towards a new empire, the other might be about to find out if their dream can survive reality. And here's the part that really lingers. This isn't just about a yes, it's about what that yes cost. And that cost hasn't even been revealed yet. Because when Hope Logan Spencer chooses herself, it feels powerful, but power in this world always comes with consequences, and those consequences are already starting to circle. I will be honest, this doesn't feel like a clean win to me. It feels like the beginning of a storm that Hope doesn't fully see yet. Because walking away from Forrester Creations isn't just business, it's personal, and personal wars on this show never stay quiet. And then there's Carter Walton. His dream looks so pure on the surface, but sometimes the dreams we want the most are the ones that test us the hardest. And I cannot shake the feelings that the story is about to turn from hope into heartbreak in a way no one is ready for. So now the real question becomes, is Hope finally stepping into her power or walking straight into a battle she cannot control? And what happens if Carter's dream starts to fall apart at the exact same time Hope's new life begins? Will love survive that kind of pressure, or will everything start to crack at once? Here's my prediction. Hope's new beginning is going to succeed publicly but privately. It's going to cost her more than she expects, and Carter's story, it may force him to face a truth that changes his completely. Because in soaps like The Bold and the Beautiful, happiness is never the ending. It's usually the setup for something much deeper. So tell me what you think. Would you take the risk if you were Hope, or stay where it's safe but limiting? And do you believe Carter and Daphne can handle what's coming? Or is this the beginning of a painful goodbye? If you are feeling that tension too, stick around, because the next twist might not just change their future, it might change everything.